If you run a locksmith business and you're thinking about running Google Ads to generate more phone calls, then this video might be helpful. In this video, I walk through a campaign that generated calls at around $18 cost per phone call on average and explain a few things behind those results. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and if you're a locksmith business and you want to generate phone calls for your business consistently, then in this video I'm going to share with you an account that has been generating conversions, and I'm running this account for a long time now, and this is the data for the last 30 days. So we have generated 321 phone calls and 267 conversions, because these phone calls can include some repeat phone calls, missed phone calls, or let's say some phone calls might be less than 15-20 seconds. And here we're trying not to include this kind of phone calls, and that's why the number of conversions can be less, and these conversions can also include form submissions as well. But our main goal is to generate as many phone calls as possible with Google Ads. And this is the result for the last 30 days. And right now we're focusing on volume, but let's say when I was focusing on not increasing the cost per conversion too much, the number was even less. So let's see the previous 30 days. As you can see, it was $28, and the number of conversions were less. $26.90, $28.70, $22.23. Here I was focusing more on cost per conversion. Let's see the previous 30 days. It was around $17.36. As you can see from here, I was focusing more on getting cheaper cost per conversion, but the number of conversions were much less. As you can see, 169. If you can see the following 30-day periods, as you can see, 211, 213, 185, 195, and this last 30 days is 267 conversions. We're trying to get as many conversions as possible while spending our budgets. So let's see some of the strategies that I've been using with this account. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. If you want to copy my exact Google Ads campaign structure to generate phone calls, I'm giving it away for free. You can use it as a blueprint or copy it into your own account. Link is in the description below. So the first thing I would say in this account is working on campaign types that can generate you cheaper phone calls. And with cheaper phone calls, they should also generate you high quality phone calls as well. So if we're going to see the campaigns, as you can see, we have a lot of campaigns because we're targeting different locations as well. And for specific locations, we might have different campaigns as well. So as you can see, different campaigns are generating different results. And you can see their cost per conversion. Some of them can be cheaper, some of them can be a little bit expensive, but overall, these are generating results. And why you need to work on different type of campaigns? Because certain types of campaigns, which might be generating you phone calls, they might not work after some time. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get cheaper cost per conversion with the campaigns that have been working, and you may need to create different types of campaigns in the future because Google Ads system might change, and in the auctions you may not be able to participate in the same way as you were doing before. And you need to adapt and try to create different types of campaigns, and maybe the types of ad groups you're using may not be efficiently working as it was before, or maybe you need to create different types of campaigns, or maybe you need to change your strategy if your cost per conversion have been increasing. And you can look at your historical changes reports as well, just to see which changes led to higher cost per conversions. But overall, running the same type of campaign may not be the best strategy, as results can change depending on several factors such as market conditions or changes in the Google Ads auction. And the next thing in our list is creating call focused landing pages. So I cannot share the landing page of this specific client with you, but the idea is you need to create a mobile optimized landing page that can help you generate phone calls when running Google Ads. So let's see the mobile version of this page, and let's assume that this is our landing page. As you can see, we can see it for different mobile screen sizes, and your landing page should have relevant headline to what the users are searching for. Or let's say if they don't call directly from ads, if they visit your landing page, they should be again relevant headlines, trust factors, and you can include your call to actions. And you need to focus on the initial loading of your landing page, and your landing page should convince users to call your business as soon as possible, otherwise they might leave. And that's why the initial loading section of your landing page is one of the most important sections of your landing page, and you need to work on that. With my own clients, I try to build their landing page for free using my own templates. Otherwise, I may need to work on their generic landing pages which may not convert some of the users and might waste some of the ad budget because of the generic messaging in the headlines or description of the landing page. And the next thing in our list is spending more when the cost per conversion is affordable. So let's say the cost per conversion is around $19, $25, $25, 27, 32, 44. On average, it was $25.81, as you can see from here, with the enabled campaigns. And if this number is affordable, try to spend as much as possible. This is how you can scale your campaigns. And that's what we're doing with this account. And our daily budgets might look too big. For example, for each account, it might be close to $100 or more than $100, but we may not spend all of the budget anyways, because as you can see from here, search loss impression share budget 0, which means we're spending almost all of the budgets during this period. And there is no problem because of the budget. As you can see, search loss impression share budget estimates how often your ad didn't show on Google search results due to low budget. And we didn't have this kind of budget problem according to this metric. And I tried to increase that budget and try to get as many conversions as possible because the cost per conversion was affordable, which was around $25.81. And in your case, that might be a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Before, as you can see in the previous month, the cost per conversion was lower because I was focusing on getting cheaper cost per conversion. But right now, our main goal is to generate more phone calls. And it is okay to pay slightly more for cost per conversions. And that's why our number of conversions increased compared to some of the month in the previous period. And the next thing that you can do to generate cheaper or more conversions with your campaigns is adding more target keywords which has potential to generate phone calls, but you haven't added them. Because there might be different ways of searching on Google. Some people might search locksmith near me, which is obvious, right? Some people might search for locksmith in Los Angeles, for example. Or some people might search locksmith and a county name or a city name or some other location names, which can still be in your target locations. You can add those kind of keywords. Or some people might search for different things, such as you might be targeting car lockout services, and people might search things like my keys inside the car or I need car lockout services. For example, who can I call if I locked out my car? And there can be different ways of searching on Google, and those might be generating you conversions and you may not have added them. So you can add those kind of keywords. And if those kind of keywords are generating conversions and the conversions are cheaper, you can get clicks of those kind of keywords as well. So I can use search terms report for that as well. So to analyze the keywords which I haven't added already. So if I'm going to remove the filters. So from here, as you can see, it is sorted by the number of clicks. And you can sort by the number of conversions to find the keywords which have been generating conversions. And from here, you can find the keywords which haven't been added already. And maybe there are some potential keyword opportunities with good cost per conversion and you're generating conversions, but you haven't added them already. And you can, of course, analyze it with longer term data. Let's say in the last 90 days, 120 days, you can generate more conversions with that way. And you can add more keywords which you haven't added already. Or you can create different ad groups or different campaigns with those types of keywords. And that's how you can get more clicks. And if those keywords are bringing cheaper cost per conversion, you can get more affordable phone calls. And the next important thing is working on conversion tracking accuracy. So in the locksmith industry, the main important thing that you need to focus on is to generate as many phone calls as possible. So you need to be tracking phone calls or phone call related conversions properly. So you might get phone calls directly from ads, or you might get phone call related conversions coming from the website. If they don't call after seeing your ad, they can click on your ad and they can visit your landing page. And after going through the content of your landing page, they can click a call button with their mobile device and you can record them as conversions. There are different ways of tracking conversions if the phone calls are coming from the website. So one way would be by using Google's forwarding number, and another way would be tracking phone call button clicks with the mobile devices. And you can also use some tracking software that can help you for that as well. So tracking phone call related conversions is important because with that way you can make your optimizations, you can add more keywords, you can analyze the performance of the keywords, add more ad groups, make changes in your campaigns, or even create different campaigns. Otherwise, without proper conversion tracking, you may not be able to efficiently scale your campaigns. And the last thing in our list is to allocate your budget more efficiently. You can cut your losses and focus more on the winning areas. So if you're going to see that with the campaigns, I've created different campaigns, as I told, because they have different locations. And inside these campaigns, if you are running search campaigns, You might have different ad groups. If you're running Performance Max, you might have different asset groups, but your goal should be to cut your losses after running your campaigns for some time, because certain sections of your campaigns might not be performing that good. And after generating some data, their cost per conversion might be too high, which means either you need to pause them or you need to limit their ad spend. And you can give that extra budget to the areas where you're generating more conversions with cheaper cost per conversion. So that might be different campaigns that have been already generating conversions. Or let's say if you're pausing certain areas of your campaign, at least you can cut your losses, because Google Ads can allocate the remaining budget to the other areas where you have been generating clicks and conversion. So guys, these are some of the things that I've used it with this account. And again, if you guys want to copy the type of my Google Ads campaign structure, you can click the link in the description below. Or if you guys want my help to generate phone calls for Locksmith business, you can also apply to work with me and we can see whether we can work together. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.